Hey guys, good morning. I'm really happy to see my Pilates peeps. Happy Monday. My name's Elizabeth. I'm your instructor, and for props today, we are going to use dumbbells. So grab those dumbbells. I'm using 2 pounds. If you do not have dumbbells, you can use cans of food, water bottles, or you can do the entire session without any dumbbells whatsoever. All right, guys, and then let's go ahead and come onto those tippy toes. We'll lower one heel, tippy toes, lower the other heel, and continue alternating from side to side, and then adding in alternating biceps curls. All right, guys, this simple move will begin to warm up your body, and I'd like to take this opportunity to request of you to please keep your workout with me today pain-free, which means comfortably uncomfortable is okay, but pain is not. Anytime you're feeling stabbing pain, shooting pain, joint pain, structural pain, anything like that, please stop what you're doing, which is causing those sensations, and do something differently so you are working in a pain-free range of motion. What? Anything else, doesn't matter, just as long as you are working in a pain-free range of motion. All right, guys, so just warming up that body, navel is tucked to the spine. I want to welcome you guys to class today. And if you're visiting me live, super happy to see my Pilates peeps. If you're visiting me on YouTube, hello, super glad that you are joining us as well. Woo, already feeling that heart rate coming up just a little with this simple move, which is crazy, isn't it? All right, guys, for 3, maybe it's because I'm talking so much as well, and 2, and 1, and come to center. Then just swing those arms from side to side. I call this move Lady in a Park. And I want you to notice how it feels. We will revisit this move a few times in class, and I want you to begin to notice if it feels different. For 2, and 1, and come to center. All right, guys, then let's come into what we call a Pilates V. That means the heels are touching, the toes are apart, and the feet look like a slice of pizza. Opening those arms to the side, the arms are in front of the shoulders and slightly below. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's bend the knees, hug a big imaginary tree in front of the chest, stand tall, open wide, and continue. This reminds me of ballet, which I actually took a few years of ballet when I was a young girl. Anyway, so I think this is called a plie and first position with the arms coming from first to second position. All right, if any of this external rotation with the toes or the knees is uncomfortable for your body, just pivot those feet parallel, totally fine. All right, guys, breathing for 4, and 3, and 2, and the next time those knees are bent and those arms are in front of you, pause. Then keeping the bend in the knees, let's lift the heels and lower and do it again. All right, as we lift those heels, notice if your body is lifting in space, and if it is, see if you can prevent that. Whew. All right, taking that balance challenge for 3, and 2, feeling those inner thighs. The next time those heels are lifted, pause. Can you lift them higher? Definitely coming into the balance challenge. And then let's add in that arm movement again with that static hold in the lower body. Oh, squeezing those booty cheeks, taking that balance challenge, lifting those heels high, feeling those inner thighs, feeling those shoulders, the chest, the arms. Lots going on for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Heels down, arms down. Swing those arms from side to side. Well done. For 2, and 1, and come to center. All right, let's take a step apart with those feet, toes externally rotated. Reach those arms into goalpost. Keeping the knees behind the toes, which means the booty comes back in space. Go ahead and bend those knees, reach those arms overhead, and stand tall, and do it again, and continue. Those of you who have been with me in the studio, this might remind you of footwork on the reformer. So here we would be having our toes or our heels on each end of the foot bar with the toes externally rotated, pressing the carriage in and out. But here we're using our body weight, squeezing those booty cheeks, navel tucked to the spine as always. And again, if this is hurting your feet or your knees or your ankles or anything, Any modification is fine at any time. All right, guys, adding on, if you want more of a challenge, listen for the change. The next time those knees are bent, pause, reach those arms into goalposts. Then lift one heel, lower, other heel, lower, and continue, alternating. And then finally, when one heel is lifted, pause and lift the other heel. Taking that balance challenge again, squeezing those booty cheeks. Let's reach those arms up overhead and do it again. Is it possible to lift those heels a little higher? Balancing. Notice, guys, if you're feeling all those little muscles fired up and perhaps quivering or shaking in your ankle area, those muscles are awake trying to stabilize you. All right. The next time those arms are in the goalpost, pause, lift those heels higher, and then let's lift and lower, lift and lower, and continue. Really feeling those arms, really feeling those inner thighs. Maybe some shaking, maybe some heart rate coming up, a little bit of increased urgency to breathe for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Reach those arms overhead, straighten those legs, arms to the side. Nice job. And take a step, bringing those feet together. Rather swing those arms from side to side. For 2, and 1. And come to center. All right, guys, next, let's take that left leg, kick it straight back behind. Leg is straight, arms at our sides. Then take an inhale as you exhale. Lift that leg in space, reach that torso forward. Again, coming into the balance challenge. Then let's take those arms, palms facing in, and lift, and lift, and continue. So now, we've got back work going on. Yep, squeezing those arms in towards the torso, opening that chest, coming into a posture enhancing exercise, strengthening, balancing. For 4, you guys look amazing. And 3, loving the balance challenges and the smiles. And 2, and 1, come to center. Whoops. That was ungraceful on my part. All right, coming to center. Let's take the other leg. We're going to step it back. Both legs straight, arms at the sides, chest is out, shoulders down and back. Then take an inhale as you exhale. Let's lean forward again. Coming back into that balance challenge. And then lift and lift and lift and continue. You are breathing. By the way, those your foot is in a neutral position, but I want the toes in the direction of the ground, which will lend to squaring the hips. All right, so maybe your torso and leg are parallel to the mat, or maybe not. Either is fine. It's even okay if those toes are on the ground. Breathing. Back body working. Yeah, looking so good for 3, and 2, and 1, and come to center. All right, guys, for this next sequence, I'm going to put my dumbbells down just because my back is a little bit wonky. So you're welcome to put your dumbbells down, or you can keep them if you want more of a challenge. All right, we'll start with the hands on the hips. If you have your dumbbells in hand, go ahead and place them on your hips like that. All right, then let's take that left leg and we'll kick it back behind. Then we'll lower down, coming flat, and then tap. And do it again. So this time we're inviting a range of motion instead of a static hold. All right, guys. Then if you wish, you know what? I'm just going to cue everyone to get rid of their dumbbells. So if you have your dumbbells, just go ahead and get rid of them. Yeah. And then so no dumbbells for this sequence. Okay. And then if you want more, guys, you can reach one arm out. And if you want more, you can reach both arms out. I'm going to omit that, but if that feels good to you, you are welcome to do that. And breathe. Navel tuck to the spine. In this range of motion, notice what? If it is challenging your balance to a greater degree than in that static hold, by the way, notice the back of your standing leg really fired up. Woo, for 3, and 2, looking good, guys. And 1, and come to center. Then let's kick the right leg out, navel tuck to the spine, shoulders down and back. Take an inhale as you exhale. Lean forward again and do it again. And continue. If it's available to you, making that straight line with your body as you lean forward, perhaps with the exception of the elbows if you have your hands on your hips. Although I see most of you have your arms forward. And breathe, which by the way is a really nice example of your Pilates instructor practicing what she preaches and modifying. So for me, I would be in pain if I put my arms out straight, so I'm not doing it. Yeah, so always listening to your body. Woo, balancing for 3 and 2 and 1. Come to center. Well done, guys. Let's swing those arms from side to side. For 2 and 1. Okay, we're going to take this down to the mat. So make sure the dumbbells are near your mat, and then let's come down to a seated position on the mat. All right, seated position. Let's place those hands behind us, navel tucked to the spine, knees are bent, feet are flat. By the way, I'm on what I call gorilla fists. We're going to come into a reverse plank. So if a gorilla fist works better for you, that is an option. Take an inhale as you exhale, lift those hips. Then come on to the tippy toes. All right, let's open and close, and continue. Now, if this position, the reverse plank, is not feeling good for your upper body or your shoulders or your hands, you can do this entire sequence lying down. So that's totally an option. Whew. Breathing. Yeah. So I'm recording from Coretown Pilates in Rancho Mission Viejo, California. And it was supposed to be a little cooler today, like in the 80s, but man, it feels pretty toasty right now. In other words, my body is warming up, so you might be as well for 4 and 3 and 2. All right, next time those knees are together, keep them together. Lower those heels, tap the booty, lift the booty, come onto the tippy toes, lower the heel, tap, lift, tippy toes, heels, tap, lift, tippy toes, heels, and continue. And breathe, taking a break whenever you wish. So my goal with these classes, guys, is to give my more advanced students a good challenge, while also making it available for people who are less advanced in their Pilates practices. So always, always taking a rest whenever you wish for 3 and 2. You guys look so good, so strong. And 1, and lower that booty. All right, let's bring the soles of the feet together. If you wish, you can move that goodness in your backside so you're seated on those sits bones a little bit more forward. All right, and then bring the soles of the feet together and then butterfly those knees. Whew, so this is active rest. You are breathing for 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, next, let's lean back onto the elbows. So elbows directly below the shoulders. And then from here, let's bring one knee into tabletop and the other knee into tabletop. Pivot those feet into a Pilates V. All right, notice what's going on with your torso. Are you rounded forward? If so, commit to that really great posture. Take an inhale as you exhale, kick one leg out long, externally rotated, bring it in and switch and continue. Hollow out that belly. This is a leg exercise as well as a core strengthening exercise. And to make it even more of a core strengthening exercise, make sure that you are recruiting your core muscles. How? Well, one way is to exhale loudly and continue. And when you exhale loudly, guys, feel that recruitment of the core area and maintain it. All right. Taking a rest whenever you wish for 3 and 2, hollowing out that belly, and 1, and come to center. And then from here, guys, let's lower those heels and tap and lift and do it again. And continue. What's going on with that upper body? Is it getting all rounded forward and cozy? If so, use your muscles, prevent that from happening. Find that strong, straight posture for 3 and 2. And the next time those heels are down, keep the heels down. All right, so we're on our elbows, heels are down there in that Pilates V, those knees are slightly separated, and we are engaging our core muscles. All right, take an inhale as you exhale, just gently kick those legs out long, hollow out that belly, and then the knees, drag the heels back in and do it again, and continue. Yep. So my heels are lightly touching the mat. In fact, they are making a sound as I'm dragging them across the mat, but they're dragging very, very lightly. For 4 and 3 and 2. And the next time those knees are bent, pause. Let's place both feet flat. Take a little step apart and windshield wiper those knees from side to side, feeling that twisty sensation in our midsection. Whew, and breathe. I love this. This feels so good. I'm so glad that we're all doing this together today. For 2 and 1, and come back to center. All right, let's keep those feet separated. I'm going to reposition my angle just a little bit and place those heels down again. Toes are slightly externally rotated. Then let's kick that right leg long, bring it in. Kick that left leg long, bring it in, and continue. By the way, if your torso is getting tired at this position or something's not feeling great, just lie flat, no big deal. All right, place your hands on your midsection around your waist with your fingers a little bit below, venturing down towards those hip bones, and gently press your fingers into your abdomen, and notice how you can feel the muscles working as you're going through this range of motion. If you want more, guys, the next time both heels are in pause, and you can kick both legs out and drag them in at the same time. So that doesn't feel great for me today, so I'm going to omit that. But you guys are welcome to if that feels good. All right, if you're not feeling those muscles in your midsection, try to suck that tummy in even more and see if you can recruit them. So sometimes our muscles are like, no, I'm not gonna do that today. I'm gonna let other muscles take over. So with our brain and our mind-body connection, we can say, oh, nope, you guys are signed up for the job, so let's get busy. So you can do that with your thought process and recruit those muscles. So go ahead and do that for 4. That's part of the mind-body connection that we talk about in Pilates. And 3, feeling this quite a bit. And 2, and 1, both feet down. Good job. All right, guys, let's grab those dumbbells and then come into a lying down position. All right, lying down onto your mat, dumbbells in hand, arms are resting. Just take a step apart and windshield wiper those knees from side to side. Again, feeling that twisty sensation in your midsection for 2 and 1, and come to center. For this next sequence, let's reach the arms into a goalpost position. Elbows straight out from the shoulders, arms bent in a 90-degree angle, palms facing away. Take an inhale. As you exhale, reach those arms overhead above the chest, bringing those dumbbells together, and then open those elbows wide to the side in that right angle goalpost position, and do it again. All right, guys, we're going to add on to this in just a moment. But as we layer on, you can always continue with an earlier version of the exercise if that's better for you today. All right, the next time those elbows are down, keep them down. Keeping the head down, navel tucked to the spine, feet are flat. Take an inhale, exhale, lift those hips. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift, and continue. So frequently we articulate, but for now, let's just lift and lower those hips flat as a board. So let's keep that spine straight-ish as we lift and lower. All right, guys, and then as you lift those hips, lift those arms. And then as you lower your booty, open those elbows into that goalpost position and do it again. Good, begin to hollow out that belly. Again, friendly reminder, when we lift the hips, we want to keep the head flat. So at any time, if you want to take a look at what we're doing, just place those hips down and then look up. So keeping that head flat when those hips are lifted for 3 and 2. And the next time those hips are lifted and those arms are up towards the ceiling, pause. Pivot those palms so they're facing each other. Bring one knee into tabletop. Lower, other knee into tabletop, lower, and continue. And then as you lift one knee, open those arms out to the sides, palms facing up. And then as you put that foot down, reach the hands together above the chest, and then open and continue. So we're combining the chest fly movement with a march, bringing one knee into tabletop and then the other knee into tabletop. Woo, and breathe. Begin to notice if it feels like your hips are shifting from side to side. And if that's the case, see if you can prevent that using your muscles to create that pelvic stability. For 3 and 2. And the next time you have a knee in tabletop pause, it does not matter which knee. Reach those arms overhead, palms facing each other, softness in the elbows. Then with the arms, let's reach those dumbbells towards the ground overhead and lift those arms back up to the ceiling and do it again. And then as we reach those arms behind, guys, let's kick that leg long in front of us, bring it back into tabletop and do it again and continue. Woo, hollowing out that belly. Breathing. We'll go for 10 of these, so we've got about 4 more to do. Breathing, hollowing out that belly. Good job. The next time that knee is in tabletop, keep it there, then lower down. You guessed it. Let's bring that other knee into tabletop. And from here, arms only, reaching over, down towards the mat overhead, and do it again. I know it's kind of tricky to say overhead in this position because that could mean towards the ceiling or down towards the mat behind us. But in this case, it means towards the mat behind us. And the next time those arms are over, up towards the ceiling, pause. And then let's kick that leg long, reach the hands down towards the mat. And then arms up towards the ceiling as we bring that knee into tabletop. Do it again. Again, trying to find that pelvic stability. Going for about 10 here, so just about 5 more. Woo. And 2. And the next time that knee is in tabletop, pause, place it down. And then with those arms still overhead, pause and lower that booty all the way down. All right, let's bring those elbows down to the mat at our waist. Arms are bent in a 90-degree angle, palms facing each other. Okay, optional, come into a crunch position. Now, if the crunch position hurts your back, no big deal, just lie flat. Bring one knee into tabletop, other knee into tabletop, and then take that right leg, kick it long, left arm up to the ceiling, and switch, and switch, and switch, and continue. And again, if this is hurting your back, just lie flat, no big deal, and continue. So it's like we're bicycling with the lower body and then punching the ceiling with the upper body. So we've got legs, we've got, let's see, let's think about it. We've got thighs, we've got back of the legs, we've got a little bit of calf action going on. We've got lower abdominals, upper abdominals, side abdominals, chest. I'm going to actually stop, but you guys continue. We've got chest and arms. You are breathing for 5 and 4, looking so good. And 3 and 2 and 1. Come back to center. And then this time, just rest the arms, rest the feet, and windshield wiper those knees from side to side. Woo, for 2. And 1 and come to center. All right, guys, kick those legs out long. Legs are straight. Reach those arms up to the ceiling and press the heels into the mat and release. Press the heels into the mat and release and continue. As you press the heels into the mat, maybe those hips lift just about an inch or 2. Really squeeze those booty cheeks. By the way, guys, keep a tiny amount of softness in the knees to prevent the knees from hyperextending. For 3 and 2. And the next time those hips are slightly lifted, pause. So the legs are straight, hips are just lifted. Actually, my booty cheeks are touching the mat, but very, very lightly. And then from here, guys, let's switch the hips to the right and the left and the right and the left, just getting a little bit of twisting movement in there, feeling those oblique muscles, feeling the backside working for 3 and 2 and 1 and pause. Cool. All right. So you should feel a lot of energy in the back of your legs after that. Okay. Then fingertips straight up to the ceiling, looking between those fingertips. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come into a crunch position. Inhale, lower. Exhale, come into that crunch position and do it again. In just a moment, I'm going to have you roll all the way up to a seated position. But if that's not feeling good for you, you're welcome to come up however you'd like to for 3 and 2. And then let's all meet in a seated position. Looking good. All right, guys, once we're up to seated, let's take both knees and we're going to bend them to the left. So both knees, we're bending them to the left. All right, then open those arms to a T, navel tucked to the spine. Take that right hand, place it onto the mat at your side, and take that left arm away from you, coming into a really nice side body stretch for 3 and 2 and 1. Come back to center and then take your right arm up and over towards the left. And now we're stretching out this side of the right side of the torso. And breathe for 2 and 1 and come to center. Then take both hands, pivot to the right, put both hands down onto the mat. Then both elbows, bringing your face down towards the mat and straighten and do it again. So it's like we're doing, it's like we're doing mermaid type positions. So this side rotation move is similar to a mermaid position in Pilates. And then we're adding in push-ups. Why? Just because. So feels good and getting that tricep strength, keeping the elbows close to the body as we bend for 2 and 1 and come up to center. All right, guys, then we'll pivot, keep the feet where they are, but just pivot and place the feet flat. All right, then from here, both hands behind you and windshield wiper those knees from side to side. I can see you guys in the mirror and continue for 3 and 2. And the next time those knees are to the left, pause. All right, then come up to that seated position again. If everything worked out well, you're still in the mermaid position. If you lost it, go ahead and find it again, or of course, any other position. And then let's take the hand to the left, reach that arm up and over, and come to center, placing the hand to the right. We'll lean to the right. And come to center. And then, guys, let's take both hands, place them down to the left, and then we'll bend those elbows and straighten and do it again. And continue, keeping those elbows tucked in towards the torso. Yep, so we're strengthening that triceps area. If it feels okay for you, the more you're looking down towards the ground as you come down, the more spinal rotation you will have experienced. But if that doesn't feel good to you, you're certainly welcome to have less spinal rotation. And at any time, come on to those gorilla fists if your wrists are talking to you for 2 and 1, and then pause, and then keep those feet where they are, and let's pivot back to center. And then we'll pivot back to the right. Yeah, so now we're on the other side again. This time, let's find that right angle with our legs. Place those hands in front of us and walk those hands forward, maybe coming down to the elbows if that feels good to you. And if you have that range of flexibility, you're welcome to walk those hands even further away. I don't. Coming down to my elbows is about as far as I feel comfortable going today, but maybe you are further down. And breathe. I'm thinking of one of my students in particular. She's probably all the way down on the floor. That would be you, Catherine. All right, guys. So we all have different strengths. Mine is not necessarily flexibility. Breathing for 3 and 2 and 1, and press yourself back up to center. Take your hands, place them behind you. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's lift those hips in this mermaid stretch. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift, and continue. Looking good. Feel feeling that really nice stretch in this quadriceps on the left side. Woo, for 3 and 2 and 1. Lower that booty down. Keep those feet where they are. Let's shift to center and shift to the left. Yep. And then on this side, again, I can see you guys in the mirror. Let's walk those hands forward as far as you wish. Maybe coming down to those elbows if that feels good for you. But if you want more, you can walk those hands further away. And breathe. Oh, this feels so good. What a nice stretch. Yeah, stretching out that left backside area for 2 and 1. And walk yourself back up to center. And then take those hands, place them behind you, maybe coming onto those gorilla fists if those wrists are talking to you. Oh, by the way, we've got that nice right angle in our lower body. And then take an inhale as you exhale, lift those hips, inhale, lower, exhale, lift, and continue. I'm watching you guys in the mirror, so my neck is more straight, which, by the way, makes me think of the neck. So we want sort of a neutral position in your neck. We don't want wrinkles. So we don't want wrinkles in the back of the neck as if we look forward, nor in the front as we look down. So it's just a neutral position. And again, enjoy this really terrific stretch that you're getting right in this right quadriceps area. Oh, for 3 and 2 and 1, and lower that booty down. Come to a seated position, and then, guys, I want you to take both legs and kick them out straight in front of you. All right, so both legs in front, and then roll back so you're in a lying down position. And for this next sequence, again, I want to keep the head flat. All right, so that's super important. Head is down, head is flat, placing both hands onto the mat. Bring one knee into tabletop and the other knee into tabletop. Then, actually, I'll give you an alternative. So if what I'm about to cue is not going to work for you, from here, you can kick one leg long, bring it in, other leg long, bring it in, or anything else that feels good for you. If it feels okay for you, pressing into those hands, go ahead and roll those hips up towards the ceiling, and then place your hands at about your waist level. And breathe. Yeah. I'm just thinking of Marilyn. I've got a sweatshirt that has Marilyn in this position. And it said, even Marilyn does Pilates. All right, guys. So from here, let's pivot those feet into a Pilates V. Bend those knees and straighten and do it again. And continue. Breathing, navel tuck to the spine. If this is not feeling good to you, anything else is fine. And you can also do this lying down with your legs. Woo, for 3 and 2. And the next time those legs are up, pause, pivot those legs straight. Take your right toes, bring them down towards the ground, bringing the knee towards your face, and then straighten and switch and straighten and switch and continue. Woo, for 4. Getting that really nice stretch, that strengthening, the inversion. By the way, remember that head is down and you're not looking from side to side either. That neck is still. All right, guys. And then after your left foot is down, bringing both legs up, pause, and then bring both knees in towards your face. Yep, and then gently remove the hands and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Placing both feet on the mat. Nice job. Open those elbows wide to the side, figurative place behind the head, and windshield wiper those knees from side to side. For 3 and 2 and 1. And the next time those knees are to the right, pause. Reach those arms overhead behind you with your fingernails resting on the mat. Just feeling that really nice stretch, that space and length between the vertebrae and your spine. For 3 and 2 and 1. Come to center, pivot those knees to the left. And again, enjoy that stretch, creating space and length between the vertebrae and your spine for 2 and 1, and come back to center. All right, guys, next, let's roll onto our right side. So if you need to reshuffle your body, go ahead and do so. So we're on the right side. I'm just going to adjust my mat just a little bit. And you have options for your upper body, guys. You can either place your head on your hands, which I'm going to do. You can also rest your head on your biceps, or you can come onto your elbow. So lots of options, whatever feels best for you. Let's bend both knees straight out in front of the chest, or in front of the hips rather. All right, guys. And then let's take an inhale. As we exhale, we're going to lift both knees. So lift both knees and lower and lift and lower, and continue. Place your hands on your waist. See if you can feel any muscles active in there for 2. And the next time those knees are down, pause, keep those fingers at your waist, and then take an inhale. As you exhale, let's lift those feet and lower and lift. So this time we're keeping the knees down. So it's the exact opposite movement. And then again, feel in your midsection. Do you feel muscles working? For 3 and 2. And the next time those feet are lifted, pause. All right, keep those fingertips pressing into your abdomen area, feeling those muscles. Keep those heels lifted. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift that top knee and lower, lift and lower, and continue. Hollowing out that belly, navel tuck to the spine, pressing those fingertips into the midsection, making sure you're feeling those muscles taut. For 4 and 3 and 2. And the next time the knee is down, pause, lower the ankles, and then we'll come into a feel-good stretch for a moment. So reaching both arms forward, take that top hand up and over, opening to a T, maybe getting both shoulder blades down, maybe looking over those far fingertips, or not. Just enjoying this stretch for 2 and 1. Coming back to center. This time, both knees in front of the hips again. Let's kick that bottom leg along. All right, with the bottom leg long, flex that bottom foot. Recruit your core muscles. Everything's flat and strong in here. Then take an inhale as you exhale. Let's over that foot, and then begin to lift and lower and lift and lower. And continue. We're getting that really nice stretch along this backside. And we're also feeling work on the inner thigh for that bottom leg. You're welcome. So there's a lot going on. By the way, place those hands onto your midsection again and check. Are those muscles working? If not, use your mind-body connection and recruit them. Invite them to this party. Make sure that they are present and working. Oh, feeling mine quite a bit for 4. Looking good, guys. And 3. You guys are so strong. And 2. And 1. And lower that leg down. Keep that knee down. We'll reach both arms forward again. Take that top arm up and over. And again, just coming into the side body stretch. Maybe your top shoulder is flat. Maybe it isn't. Maybe you'd like to look over those fingertips. Maybe you wouldn't. So making this feel good for you, whatever that looks like, for 3 and 2 and 1, and then take that top arm back over, and we're going to do a little more work. So from here, let's take both legs out long, navel is tucked to the spine, and then look down and make sure that your body is straight. Feet together. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's lift both feet and lower and lift and lower and continue. Clearly, this is a tiny move. If you want more, you can reach your arms long. This is pretty challenging. And if you wish, you can lift to the side, your head, neck, and torso as you lift those feet and lower and do it again. I'm not going to do that because that would not feel good for my body today. But if you wish to, you are welcome to do so. All right, guys, breathing. Again, what's going on? I'm all over the place. What's going on with those oblique muscles? They should be fired up. We got legs, you got oblique, strengthening the core. Yeah, I'm seeing some arms moving through space. You guys are so strong. I love it. For 4, woo, and 3, woo, did I mention? Woo, and 2, and 1. Good, and rest. Good. And just feel that sensation of resting after that flurry of activity. All right, guys, keep those legs out straight, and then we're just going to roll over onto the back. And those legs are straight. Place the fingertips behind the head, and then with the feet together-ish, just windshield wiper those toes from side to side. So this should feel pretty good. I'm just interested in a little bit of rest, a little bit of movement in that lower body. Notice what's going on in your skeleton. It's kind of interesting if you think about the bones in your lower body, what's going on right now. For 3 and 2 and 1, come to center, and then bending both knees. Both feet are flat. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come into a crunch position. All right, guys, so in this crunch position, make sure that there is space between the chin and chest and the ears and the shoulders. Then let's lift that right knee and put it down and switch and continue. Maintaining that crunch position. Can you suck in that tummy even tighter? If you want more, guys, with this static hold in the upper body, the next time you have a knee in tabletop, keep it there, and also bring the other knee into tabletop. And then kick one leg long, taking the opposite elbow to the opposite knee, and switch, and switch, and switch, and continue. I'm going to omit that and come into oblique crunches and march. That is an option for you as well, as is anything else, and continue. If you are have those legs hovered in that bicycling fashion that I just demonstrated, you're doing a classic Pilates exercise. You might think I'm doing bicycle crunches. In Pilates, we call them crisscross. I do not know why Joseph Pilates chose to name that exercise crisscross. Woo, and breathing, feeling obliques and legs and core. By the way, you're resting your head in your hands, which is giving your abdominal area additional weight to pull and push around. For 3, elbows wide, and 2, and 1, and come to center, lowering that head, neck, and torso down. All right, guys, then windshield wiper those knees from side to side. For 3 and 2. And then let's end with those knees over to the left, and in fact, roll onto the left side. So I'm just going to reposition myself just a little bit. So we're on that left side now. And we will bring both knees in front of the hips, legs bent in that 90-degree angle. And again, bicep or on your elbows, totally fine too. So whatever position you want for that upper body. Let's take those hands and place them on our midsection, cough a little, and then hold those muscles engaged. So when you cough a little bit, you can feel those muscles fired up. So find it and then keep it. All right, guys. And then from here, navel tuck to the spine. We're going to lift both knees and lower and lift and lower and continue. Notice the muscles that you are feeling working. For 2 and 1, pause with those knees down, cough a little, hold that recruitment, and then take an inhale as you exhale. We'll lift those ankles and lower and lift and lower and continue. And again, feel those muscles. Do you feel those oblique muscles? If not, invite them to the party. Request their presence. And breathe. Curiously, I'm not feeling them, so I really need to use my mind-body connection to facilitate it. Yeah, because I felt them really clearly on the other side. There they are. All right. Yeah, so that's an example of using that mind-body connection to facilitate what you want, so you get the results that you want. All right. So I want the result of a tiny waist. Now this exercise will give me that result. All right. For 3 and 2 and 1, and pause, lowering both feet down. All right, guys, then let's take that bottom leg and we'll kick it long. Bottom leg long. Navel tuck to the spine. Take an inhale as you exhale. Let's lift that foot and lower, lift and lower, and continue. Breathing. You might be thinking, I forgot about that stretch. We'll get to it in just a moment. Ooh, feeling that inner thigh of that bottom leg. For 4 and 3, looking good. And 2, by the way, I'm keeping us on track, not checking my watch because I'm bored. And 1, lower that leg down. Nice job. Let's take both arms straight out in front of us. Take your top arm up and over, finding that really nice stretch. Maybe looking over those far fingertips or not, whichever feels best for you. Whew, and breathe. Oh, that stretch feels amazing. For 2 and 1, and then come back to center, bringing both knees out in front of the chest again. Navel is tucked to the spine. Let's lift both ankles and then lift both knees and lower and lift and lower and continue breathing for 3 and 2 and 1, and then making this more challenging, kicking both legs long. Finding that long straight line, begin to lift and lower, and again, if you want to, you can begin to lift and lower your upper body as well, maybe keeping those arms straight and still and lifting your whole head, neck, and torso if you wish. I'm going to avoid that, but I can see some of my students are doing that. I feel like you're all waving at me. Hi, nice to see you too. And breathe for 4 and 3, woo, and 2 and 1, and lower down. All right, guys, then let's bend both knees in front of the hips, reaching both arms forward, then take that top arm up and over, again, enjoying that stretch. Wow, you guys, I feel like this class flew by. By the way, there's a class that just ended in the other studio, so they will be exiting in case you hear a little noise. That's what's going on. Although I've asked them to be quiet as they exit. For 2 and 1. All right, guys, then let's press ourselves up to a seated position, and then press yourselves up to a kneeling position, and then however you wish, let's come to a standing position. All right, I hope you guys feel strong, stretched, centered, and balanced. Let's swing those arms from side to side. Notice how this move feels. I hope it feels better than it did when we started class today. We moved in every plane of motion. We got an inversion in, maybe even a little cardio with those lunges. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. Reaching those arms overhead, drop those shoulders. Curl those fingertips over, tuck the chin to the chest, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. When you get down to the bottom, nod your head. Heck yes, I feel amazing. Shake your head, no, no, no. And then softness in the knees, head is heavy, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming all the way up. When you get to the top, bring those shoulders up, back and down, up, back and down. And one more time, up, back and down. Walk into your day and your week with your strong, stretched, centered, and balanced body. I hope you guys are feeling amazing. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Have an awesome day, guys.